This is actually super exciting. So today we've got the Sailing Skill Cape and Icon short list. So while the heat wave might have eased up here, there's a hot topic we need to talk about: the Sailing Skill Cape. Our old school art style is a key part of the game, capturing that nostalgic feel many of you cherish so dearly. Recently, we put it to you to help us design the skill cape and icon for sailing, and you've pulled through big time. There's been a real display of talent from many of our entrants, from Photoshop pros to MS Paint Picassos. They've all been genuinely wonderful to look at, and our panel has had a really hard time narrowing it down to 4 finalists from the frankly ludicrous amount of entries we've received. We'd like to congratulate, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that first name, Kidjawizzer, Jackscape, Nalik, and Gentle Tractor for making it to the final 4 designs. So now it's over to you to vote for your favorite. You'll get the chance to vote in the Sailing Poll 2, dropping on August 8th and closing on August 14th. Okay, so here are the designs. This is actually really cool to take a look at. So we've got the first one right here, A. What do I think of this one? I always liked the original design by Gentle Tractor at the bottom there, D. But if after taking a look at a couple of these, I would have to say A would probably be my second favorite. It's basically just the steering wheel of a ship, right? And it's just very simple. I like the brown color, the brown trim in the back of the cape being that light brown color. Is it best to win? I'm not sure about that. Taking a look at B, I don't mind it either. I definitely think that the actual icon of the ship could be a little bit better. The colors, it sort of reminds me almost of like the Fletching cape, maybe a little like more blue, I guess. The trim I'm not a big fan of either, but it's all right. We go to the C option. This is my least favorite personally. I just think it looks like the defense cape, you know what I mean? The turquoise again is very cool on this. Again, resembles the Fletching cape quite a bit. I like the color, I would say, of A, but then again, it looks more like the fishing cape, you know what I mean? I like the lighter color better though. I'm not a big fan of the trim. Again, it looks like the defense cape, and I don't like that the anchor is like straight up. I like the D option more of the Gentle Tractor option. This was the icon that they used in the beta, I believe, and the alpha. And yeah, I do like option D, I would say, the best. Now, this is because this is what we've been seeing all throughout sailing and all of the betas and everything like that. So maybe that's just instilled in my head that this is what it's going to look like, and now anything else looks a little odd to me. Yeah, I think I definitely like option D the best. I do like the brown, similar to option A on the back of the cape and the trim as well. Maybe they could adjust the color with option D a little bit. Maybe make it a little lighter. I don't want it to look like the Fletching cape, you know what I mean? Because the Fletching cape is one of the easiest capes in the game to get, and it kind of just looks like the Fletching cape, you know what I mean? But yeah, I guess it does kind of have to be blue, right? It is sailing after all, but maybe it should be lighter, similar to A. But let me know what you guys think of these down in the comments below. I think they're all very well done, for sure, and they all are pretty unique, right? They all have different icons, they all have different colors. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of them down in the comments, and which one is your favorite. So there's prizes up for grabs as well. So the first place will get 12 months of membership, and obviously the cape and icon design made official. Second place will get 6 months, third 3 months, and fourth place will get 1 month of membership. As a disclaimer, remember that we plan to stay true to the old school art style, so this may mean that our art team may make a few tweaks to the winning entry to ensure it fits into the existing style, but we'll make a few changes as possible to the winning design. They don't want to make a lot of changes, obviously. Yeah, so this is kind of huge. This is like what the new skill cape is going to look like in the game, so we kind of have an idea of what it looks like now, and they all do look fairly good, and I'm pretty impressed with all of them. But I don't know which one's going to win. I have a feeling most people will vote for D, but I could totally be wrong. We could just get option C and that comes into the game. I really have no idea, but all the artists have done a wonderful job. So a few days ago, I made a video kind of covering the skilling resources from that are going to be coming with sailing and stuff like that. And they've made a few changes with some of the feedback, right? So thank you for leaving your feedback on our latest sailing poll blog. We've read through loads of comments, and we really appreciate everyone who took the time to read through this blog. After a careful review of the survey responses, here's what we are changing. So although there are general support for our approach to Cannon XP in the survey, many players still feel engaging in combat should award combat XP instead of sailing XP. Firing cannons on your ship will now award sailing and range XP. I actually said that in the blog that it should, in that video I said that it should do both. So I guess that's kind of how it is going to work. However, we'll give players the option to use crewmates to fire a cannon, which will only award sailing XP. Okay, I guess so for skillers, right? Crewmates firing cannons won't scale with your range level. This is consistent with how we plan for crewmates to work across sailing as a whole. Very nice approach there, kind of how I said it, that it should do sailing and range, not just sailing and not just range, right? And if it was just range, it might affect the scaling. Somebody comes into sailing day 199, has a huge advantage over somebody who has level 1 range, right? So yeah, I like that. And obviously, it's really cool that the crewmates can do it so that they can still do the level 3 skillers. So players suggested that we explore using more existing resources to give them better uses. We're making a slight adjustment to the extreme energy potions in response, so they will now use super energy potions instead of the umbral coral. Okay. Players noted that the new blowpipes don't have a clear use case, especially for irons. I thought they were awesome, personally, but due to their relatively high woodcutting and fletching requirement in comparison to the toxic blowpipe, I actually didn't even think about the... It's weird when you are a maxed player and you have been for so long, you look at like a requirement and you're just like, oh, everyone has that. You know what I mean? You don't think of it as these blowpipes were meant for low level to mid level players that are going to be used to farm Zalra. So I guess I don't know. I need to see what the requirements were. Yeah, it didn't clue into me when I was reading this before. So you will need 66 woodcutting for the first blowpipe, 80 for the second, and 92 for the third blowpipe. So I definitely can see why people were complaining. So we've got the camper blowpipe increased from +1 range strength to +2, and it looks like all of them have gotten a buff, which is nice. They've added a special attack to the rosewood blowpipe, so rapid burst, so fire 2 darts in rapid succession with 20% reduced accuracy and 10% increased damage. So 25% of the special attack energy will be used. This means it will function similarly to a budget dragon knife for enemies with low defense or content which has guaranteed accuracy. We also included all 3 new logs, rarely from a couple of high-level shipwrecks, in our balancing pass to allow players to get materials for the blowpipe, but not, yeah, that's actually really good, right? Because people are complaining that they don't want to do the 92 woodcutting or whatever, right? So if you can just get them from shipwrecks, you can do it, right? Yeah, it's still crazy to me that sailing will be coming out this year. I keep thinking it's going to be something like far in the future, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, we're preparing for this, but, you know, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But it literally is going to be happening. Like, we're in August now of 2025, and the skill is supposed to launch this year. So, you know, August, September, October, November, December, like we're on the like last part of the year right now, and it's kind of insane that we're going to be getting a new skill within the next couple of months. And it's going to change the game forever. Like, I won't have this max cape anymore. So it is really important that the skill is gonna come out, you know, properly and right. And it's just as important personally, so to make the skill cape and the icon really appealing and really nice, right? You don't want it to just look, you know, like, oh, I got another fletching cape, right? So it's one of those things where this actually does matter at the end of the day. So maybe, yeah, let me know, like I said, down in the comments below, which of your capes is, like, which one of these capes is your favorite. And yeah, it will be coming into the game. So you're going to see people walking around with these, I'm sure, a week after the sailing gets released. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching the video today. And I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.